Howdy folks, it's Xerro here from Camp Xerro, Queensland, Australia. Got the dog, tennis ball, it's all happening as usual. What I thought I'd do today is take you for a walk through my property here in the Eastern Downs and show you the buildings, not only the buildings but inside the buildings, and what I'm up to and basically how I exist. We'll be accompanied by the dog. There is a cat about. The other cat, I don't know where he is. He never comes in except for Tucker. So it's just coming on dusk and the sun's going down. There's a little bit of light about, which is probably going to be good for the camera. And I want to show you this place, okay? It's where I live, it's where I hang out, it's where I exist, and it's mine. That's good. So let's go for a walk. I'll show you around, okay? We'll go out to the front. There's a stained glass entry. All my comms, all my signal comes in here. It's at the front of the building. Right, we'll go outside. There's a stump. Tree I just planted. He'll grow up into a big tree. I'll take you over to the gate, and there's the escape vehicle, bug out, 4-wheel drive, Toyota Land Cruiser, 1996, utility vehicle, cab chassis, good car. This is the church, or the chapel as I call it. Check this out. What a great space to live and breathe. Honestly, beautiful. I bought it off the church. They obviously didn't have a congregation anymore, and there's some of us that would appreciate a nice building like this. And here's the interior. It's like that. I've got lots of projects going on, little things that I'm doing, you know, like for example in this space here, you'll see a nice little workstation for soldering. That's basically it. I'm going through all my old cables. Some of them work, some of them don't, so I'm testing them all. And the ones that don't work, I'm just cutting the ends off. I'm cutting the connectors off the cables, putting them aside, and throwing the cable away. So here's a whole lot of connectors that I've ended up with. Some more. So that's it as far as connectors go. We'll leave this area. Just one thing over here is a blue gum burl. B-U-R-L is how you spell burl. It's a piece of a tree, and I've got plans for that. I'll show you somewhere down the track. But let's go around and come into the next area, which is all to do with my current workstation. What I do is I have two different machines going, and the primary machine is to do with what I'm doing right now, music and video editing and all of that sort of stuff. I don't really want to be distracted from what I'm doing here, so anything that's coming in as far as software and downloads and, you know, communication, everything like that, from the broader internet, all happens up here. But down here I've sort of filtered everything out so that it doesn't get interrupted by what's up there. I won't go on too much about that. In this area I've got 1 couch, 2 couches, 3 couches and the 4th couch. This here guitar is a Maton. I'll see if I can get up really close to it. A Maton gold hardware. EM100C cutaway guitar, beautiful guitar, cool $3,000 right there. And so this is where I do most of my music. There's a little rack, a few bits and pieces, mostly Marshall. There's an old guitar right there, 1963. December 1963. It's a pre-L. It's just before the L series, so it's a genuine 63. Works well. Does it all right for me. There's my dog, my baby dog and fella. Where's your ball? Oh, here it is. Let's send him out. Let's send him this way. Stupid funny dog. All right, let's walk out into the next room. Oh, up here on the stage. That screen there is usually over here, but that's only when visitors are around. Usually I just keep it nice and close for me, and that's connected to that computer right there. Okay, good. Lovely speakers, Electro Voice, one on each side of the room, and the space where my animals get fed. Silly boy, funny boy, baby dog. Get him. Let's go. This is a strange room. A really strange room. I call it the vestry. It's right next to the chapel, and this is where a priest would traditionally get their vestments hanging up on the wall. See, there's heaps of hangers up there on the wall. All the garbs and that. But there's strange things with this room. I don't understand it. I'll take you down this end, and there's a cupboard with all my painting supplies in it. But this room, honestly, there's a presence about it. There's a spirit in here, and I'm telling you, there's a spook. There's a ghost lives in this room, and whenever I walk through here, it's really, really difficult. And I've had beds set up, like I've had all of this shit everywhere else. I've had beds set up. Here's a mosquito net. And whoever's slept in here have never wanted to sleep in here again. Really weird. So I'm dealing with this room at the moment. I don't quite know what to think about it. I don't know quite what's going on, but something happened in this room at some stage in the past, and it was very, very negative. Now it could have been something like the parishioner who presided over this property was dismissed, was sacked. That can be very negative. That's actually happened to me. And that is a very negative thing that you carry for a lot of years. Or it could have been something deeper. It could have been some sort of harassment or interference with somebody that I don't know. It's just this really weird, spooky presence, and I can actually feel it right now as I'm talking about this shit. So something's gone on in here, man, and I've got to deal with it. And the way I deal with it, okay, is quite simple. I put my stuff all around the walls. My stuff, what I'm into, what is my strong point. Okay, my guitars. I've got my guitars over here. Cases and cases, my basses. Lovely, lovely instruments in there. Something I'm reasonably good at is computers. I've set up a workstation in here, and I'm restoring these really old computers from about 1995, Philips computers. So I'm actually making myself very, very much at home in this room and spending more and more time in here because I want to deal with the spook that's presiding over this space. I really don't want to live with it, but if you come outside, what we've got is another building. Okay, this is the hall, H-A-L-L, hall, H-A-L-L for hall, and this is where my kitchen is, as well as my workshop. So we go in here, can't see there, come up inside. This is the cookhouse where all the cooking gets done. 3-burner wok, gas oven, and a 2-burner wok, and I've just been cooking. Now if you come in here, oh, there's all my spices. We'll just go quickly into the next room and pick up the torch, maybe not. 2 fridges. See, we're catering for up to 15 people at a time out here, and so this isn't all just for me. Over here is where I service all my laptops. I've got 2 on the go at the moment, and the same principle. I've got a primary computer set up, and there's the internet right there, the flashing light. That's where the broadband comes in. This computer over here, that machine is Windows 7. It's a Asus G73SW, but the screen broke, or didn't break, it just stopped working. So I don't have any screen on that laptop, it's useless. But I did F8 it, or function F8 it, and there's my display. I can even get into the BIOS. Same with this. It's an Asus L5 from around 2002, 2003, and I spilled a beer into the keyboard there, and that doesn't work, but I've got a wireless keyboard there and a wired mouse, secondary display. And interesting, this machine, as soon as I turned it on, it just logged straight into my Wi-Fi. So 2002, and the wireless adapter in that is accepting my, well, not so much my wireless but my repeater halfway down the room. I should have shown you that. There's all sorts of washing that needs to be done. I don't wash, hey, I just throw things around. Wash them when there's too many things. So here we are in the workshop. Let's have a look at the workshop. Plenty of space. I'll get this torch. Because that's my pointer. There's my pointer. Just whatever you'd expect from a workshop, but I do actually have lots of really old tools from my dad that he left me. Well, he left. I got them. More stuff. Spray cans. I love spray painting. Hey, I love graffiti. It's awesome. Sandpaper, paint, lots of things. Comes through here. Fasteners, screws, lots of screws, lots of nails down here. I don't actually use many new nails. What I do is I get old nails and I straighten them out and reuse old nails. That's all for my car up there. It's a let's have a look. Grease gun. That's a grease gun. That's for taking off my my oil filter. That's for breaking out. Where are we? That is for breaking out dents in your car. You just screw it in and use that heavy weight. Anyhow, let's get away from there. Couple more cabinets. Places for power tools, basically. In here we've got drill bits. Brilliant. In here we've got hole saws. Great. And of course in here we've got angle grinders, 2 of them for steel. Someone's not at home in there, that's okay. Someone's not at home in there, that's alright. It's just coming around. Ooh. Everything here is to do with art, painting, pictures, frames, everything to do with art. And right there is an easel that I made this week. Big easel to paint on. That's about it. Right here, where this window is, I'm going to build a bench level with the windowsill, so that when I it's the perfect height for me. See, normally I just wheel around these boxes, and they wheel around, but so does my drop saw. What happens here, it's a drop saw, it drops, but all of the sawdust goes across this ramp and straight outside the window. Beautiful for the garden, and keeps the place clean and tidy. So this whole space, I'm looking at turning it into a wood shop and doing old furniture and fixing things, and anything to do with wood is going to happen in this space. I don't get much use out of this little red baby. In fact, I'm afraid to touch it. Can you believe that? Just a push can spark incredible retaliation if you're out in the real world. And so I use it. I keep it still, and I shadow box. Very calm, very precise, so you know exactly where to hit. Same with the knee. Just touch it. Be very gentle. Don't go into bloody punching people, eh? It's fucking stupid. You don't hurt people, eh? You preserve life. You preserve people's dignity. A few more workstations going on in here. A pile of printers right up to the ceiling. They all work. I've tested them. I just don't have anywhere to put them. So that's about it for in here. All of this All of these boxes are full of memories and treasures from my childhood and from my parents who left them behind for us. Both my parents have passed on. All sorts of photos and slides and, documents and memories in there. I've taken all these boxes apart and photographed everything that's inside and repacked the boxes, labelled them, named them, and put them all there stacked right up to the ceiling. So if I need anything I can go and get it. So we go out this door, straight down the ramp. Where's my torch? There's my torch. There's a fire alarm. Something going on. There's my dog. Baby dog fella boy. Muddy. Ah. Bono. My boy. Ah, getcha. Getcha. A funny boy and dog and baby. Ah. So, here's my constant companion. I want to take it just down to this spot where I'm going to sign off. And the spot there, right there. There's a chair and there's a bush I just planted this week, a bottle tree. My dog wants to play with the football. My boy. He's a funny dog. I'll just put the tripod down. Angle him up to here. And I'll put the torch somewhere like that. And I'm going to say good night. Thank you folks. This has been Xerro from Camp Xerro in southeastern Queensland, somewhere around there. And the dog's name is Bono, as you can probably see. And he...
That's it for today, folks. A few camera problems and lack of continuity, but I've got plenty of continuity. Everything's going forward. It's all good. I'll see you on the next slide. All the best. Good night from Camp Xerro. My name is Xerro. Good night.